and welcome to Gen N Gaming. I'm Brandon, this is my brother Cameron, and today we're playing a video game classic, Castlevania.
Now, we're playing it on the Wii today. That's probably what most of our videos are going to be like, because apparently we don't have the right technology to play on NES.
It was an ordeal. I tried getting the PVR to record the NES, but for some reason it will not record anything that's not HD. And it took me 6 hours to figure out we could just play games on the Wii. It's just we won't have access to the complete NES library like we wanted, but hey, what can you do? Basically the problem would be when we tried recording on the NES, it would like blink out on the TV screen every 13 seconds, and it would be delayed. It just made the game impossible to play. But luckily I found this solution, so.
I'm going to go ahead and press start here, and let's begin.
Alright.
Just figuring out the controls on the Wii. Okay, so, which button's the start button?
This one here.
The plus button?
Oh, you're still plugged into the classic controller.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Alright, start.
Yeah, I'm not using no classic controller. I'm playing as close to NES as I can play. I'm a bit of a legend at this game. Probably the greatest Castlevania player there is in the world.
I don't know if I don't know. I've seen people on YouTube beat this game. Like I watched the speedrun last night, a no damage speedrun.
Well, I can say this. I don't know about currently, but I missed the treasure there. I can't say currently, but I know for a fact because I looked it up. I found the magazine. On Game Informer, back in when Castlevania first came out, like a couple years after it came out, and the NES Achievers log, I have checked countless logs on the internet of issues. At least in the late 80s, I hold the high score on Castlevania over all those noobs. Nowadays, when people have emulators, I don't hold the high score anymore, but if I went back to the 80s, I'd have the highest score. I had about 1.5 million points.
Well, it's because he's beaten the hard mode over and over again. Like he's gone through the game continuously, like I don't know, like 4 times.
Yeah, I think my record is, as far as not dying, I think my record is not using a single continue through the whole game and hard mode.
About 4 playthroughs.
Probably.
And then the game froze.
Oh yeah, I think my fastest time for this game, because I'm really bad at like doing actual speed runs because I always like to collect everything. It's just like an OCD thing. But probably my fastest time I timed myself is probably about 20 minutes, and that's with collecting everything.
We played this game for a long time. This is actually one of the first NES games I ever played.
I'm not going to get this treasure here. I don't feel like it.
Next to Zelda. My dad would show it to me, and he would always play through it. For the longest time, my dad couldn't get past Frankenstein. But he would always talk about how the last boss, Dracula, was impossible. Like, not even the creator of the game can beat him. And for the longest time, I believed that. Well, eventually, Dad was able to get to Dracula, and at one time, he had it paused on a Dracula stage, and I just started playing it, and then after an hour, I ended up beating Dracula.
That's not how it happened. It took you like 2 days to beat Dracula. It took me 2 tries to beat Dracula when I first got to him. The first time I didn't beat him because I didn't know you had to hit him in the head on the second form. And then my brother, after I lost the first time, said, "Oh yeah, you have to hit him in the head." I said, "Well, that would have been nice to know." Then I killed him flawlessly.
It was
pretty impressive, I thought.
It was kind of cool the first time I beat Dracula, but yeah, he's kind of made a method out of it.
Yeah, I can do it without any special weapons. I can do it with the whip.
I at least need the holy water.
No, I gotten really good at this game. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it this time because I haven't played the game in a while. But like, I gotten so good I could beat the Grim Reaper without getting hit once.
I think the only boss. No, I think I have beaten Dracula once without getting hit. I tried it once.
I've done it.
Yeah, and honestly, the first form's not that hard because you can jump over the fireballs. It is a little difficult to not get hit by a second form, but I think I've done it once, and that was it.
Oh, I've done it tons of times. See, I know I don't usually use emulators like for like Let's Plays because there's save points and stuff. But like on my phone, I got an emulator for NES just so I could play Castlevania. And the only thing I used the save points for were to save at each boss battle so I could repeatedly fight the bosses over and over. That's how I got so good. Personally, I know a lot of people like always say, "Oh, you gotta use holy water for Dracula because it frees the second form." Well, that's stupid because it takes so long. I get cross because that makes his first form a lot faster, and his second form, if you can get double and triple, it's so much fun.
What was I gonna say? You know what? I don't remember. Oh, now I remember. I've beaten Dracula before, but I think I've beaten Frankenstein once, but I've never beaten Grim Reaper actually.
Oh, Grim Reaper, that's my bag. I can beat him any day of the week.
I forget how you get that weapon. I know you were trying to get that treasure. I forget how you get it.
The HDTV won't show it up. Not margins, the ratio is too small. Oh, I just died. See, I hate that part. That's my worst part right there.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else and I can't remember what it was.
Oh. I think as far as game-wise, I think the farthest I'm going to go is getting the R2-D2 trophy in hard mode. Yes, there is an R2-D2 Star Wars reference in this game, and I will get it. True story. See? It's always this one, too. Because if you don't do it right, the Medusa. Oh!
Oh, now I remember.
There we go. I hate that part.
Now I remember. The PVR, since it can't record...
I just destroyed that, bro.
Since it can't record off the NES... we're gonna, on some NES games and Super NES games, we're just gonna have to record off an emulator. Because not all the NES library and SNES library are available on the Wii. So, we'll have to use an emulator occasionally.
I get you. Nah. I also became a bit of a master at Castlevania 3. I have beaten every stage in Castlevania 3. Granted, I used cheat codes to get to skip ahead in some stages, like... If I wanted to go back and beat Sypha stages, I wouldn't... Well, actually, no. I didn't use any cheat codes. Oh, I just got the Holy Water, didn't I?
Yes. This part, you can still do this without.
That's right. The only cheat code I used was the Help Me code, which in Castlevania 3 is pretty much needed, especially in hard mode. But hard mode is, as it says, very difficult.
Especially when you get to the, like, there's that one level, the red one. What level were you having trouble on? Was it the...
Oh, I got my cross back! Nice!
Was it the one where you had to go up with the tower and there was a bunch of those dragon heads on the tower?
No, it's when the, goblin skeletons are flying around.
Yeah, I remember one level you had a huge pain with.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did all the levels on normal mode, like he would start over and do all the paths, and then he did all the...
Now I wouldn't do castle. Like when I went back to do Sypha stages, I wouldn't do Sypha in the castle because there was just no point. Because I don't use any of the extra characters in the game really anyway, except for occasional.
I would play this game all the time. Whenever I had a chance to, I would always get past the first two levels. The third level, I would sometimes have difficulty with. But I'd usually get past it, then the fourth level is usually when I stopped. Because when I was younger, I couldn't beat Frankenstein.
I can. Oh, I got my extra guy back. Now it's like that mess up never happened.
You know what I've been waiting for a long time? Is, that Castlevania movie.
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
Don't be savage. I'm gonna skip the water.
I wanted to see that, but
is the ghost dead? No,
it's off screen.
I love the aspect.
It's been unannounced. It's been canceled and announced and canceled and announced over and over again. It's probably never going to come out, but I always thought a Castlevania movie would be interesting. And I'd kind of like, what game or what character would it be based on?
I'd say Richter from Dracula X.
Why Richter?
That's one of my favorite games, is Castlevania Dracula X.
Really?
I love Dracula X, it's so much fun. The music in that game is great.
I can't stand that game.
I've also beaten Dracula X.
When I was playing this last night, that bird knocked me out.
Oh, the birds are kind of giving me a break today.
I always hate the birds in these levels. They're like the Medusa heads.
Something's gonna tell me. Oh, shh! On. Oh, what a fucking dumbass. I don't know. I'll have to see how I do, but something's telling me that might have been my only death is that fuck up in stage 2. I'm doing pretty well. But then again, I always do well in this game because I'm the master.
I remember playing this game over and over.
Oh, hold on. For the fans out here, here's a trick on level 3. Just don't do anything. Just go. Except when the skeleton's being a little... Oh, well, I still dodged it, but usually he jumps down.
Anyway, playing the first 3 levels over and over when I was younger, I pretty much...
Oh, I need the clock, actually.
I pretty much found every secret on the first 3 levels, because I played them so much. Except the one in level 2, I could never really figure out how to get that treasure to appear. It would always just kind of appear at random.
You have to kneel on that ledge.
Yeah, but sometimes it just doesn't appear. It just kind of... It's weird how that works.
See, clocks are the best. Because you can just do shit like that. Oh yeah. Just destroy everything.
I've kind of gotten good at hitting those dragon heads. I've gotten kind of good at hitting their fireballs. It's easier in the third one, but I gotta get a hang of it.
I didn't mean to use the clock there. I don't really need it.
There's this...
You can just do this.
This part's always been easy. It looks difficult, but it's not hard.
Well, yeah, because you just... Everything's on a timer. Right here, I'm going to use the clock.
And the Medusas don't hit you. Oh, be careful. On this version, the Medusas don't disappear when you cross into the mummy boss.
Yeah, they do.
Not in this Wii version.
Then where are they?
They fixed it. You managed to get through before another one came. There's a... Oh, do you get the roast beef there?
No, because I do this.
Do what? You don't have an axe or anything? Oh! Okay. I never thought about this. Yeah, the mummies, even when I was a kid I could beat them, but, they could be somewhat difficult because of the randomness of their attack. But, I still always kind of managed to beat them. The one thing that I always thought was really difficult about this game is, when I was a kid, was when you get to the 4th level, or the middle of the 4th level, you start losing 4 lives every time you get hit. And I always wonder how is this game possible then? But, later on you learn that just because you're losing 4 lives in each hit doesn't mean it's that much harder. Really, because everything still runs on kind of like a timer. So... It just takes practice, and like with him, it doesn't matter that you lose 4 lives on each hit. Like, he can beat the first 3 stages in hard mode, and on the first 3 stages in hard mode, you lose 4 lives on every hit. Which you would think in level 1, 2, and 3, losing 4 lives on every hit would be a bit more difficult. Now, because when you get to the middle of level 4, and level 5 and 6, when you start losing 4 lives per hit, there are technically less enemies on the screen.
No, there's not. Because in hard mode, they add bats.
Well, I know that, but I'm talking about normal mode.
Holy!
In normal mode, there's technically less enemies when you get to the stages where you're losing 4 lives. They don't put as many. But when you get to hard mode, not only do you have to beat the first 3 stages, which have a lot more enemies present than the other stages do, but yeah, like he said, you have a continuous, like, bats continuously going across the screen.
I will say, hard mode in Castlevania 3 is a lot harder, because not many people know what hard mode in Castlevania 1 is, because a lot of people beat it. But in Castlevania 3, hard mode is, there's no Medusas. Instead, you get skulls, but the difference is the skulls don't go the Medusa's pattern.
Oh, yeah.
They follow you around the stage.
Well, the skulls are weird. They, like, do, they, like, go like this. They, like, do, like, a wind, and then they do a big wind.
Move your hand, I can't see.
Oh, yes, sorry.
I'm gonna get this thing.
They're, like, Medusas move in a regular pattern, where the skulls kind of go in a really, to do whatever they want. And it makes them a lot harder to dodge.
And also, sometimes they won't even... When they get off screen, they don't actually get off screen. They'll just keep following you. And, like I said, you die in 4 hits.
Honestly, we thought Castlevania 3 was impossible because the last battle is 3 forms of Dracula.
It's actually not that hard.
And unlike the first game, where, like, if you lose all your... Well, actually, when you die, you start back at the stairs. And when you lose all your guys, you start back at the stairs. In Castlevania 3, when you die, you go back...
Oh, I'm quiet for a second. This part... continue after this, but this part right here, it always gets me. I don't know what it is.
It killed me last night.
Oh my god! You might be thinking, oh, how's it gonna be Frankenstein? Well, I just destroyed my only enemy. Now I just gotta kill this thing. This thing... If
it hits you occasionally. And, like, sometimes they'll get, like, a really good shot at it. Really, if it shoots from the bottom, it'll hit you.
Oh, and Frankenstein is...
See, that was my problem when I was playing this last night. I couldn't get a double or a triple anywhere.
Oh, you get doubles and triples from them.
They didn't give me one.
Oh, I'm supposed to.
and so I only had a single holy water when I was fighting Frankenstein, and that made it hard as hell.
Hey, for everyone, whenever I see people like video game reviewers or anyone like ever play Castlevania, I'm like, you're always doing it wrong. Like they always say, Frankenstein's like the hardest boss. Watch this.
I wouldn't say they call Frankenstein. Most people call it the Grim Reaper the hardest boss. Well, yeah, when triple holy water is the key to beating him. They always say Grim Reaper.
Oh my god, that was so hard.
I think you're right. The Grim Reaper is actually harder than Dracula is.
We're gonna see when I get to the Grim Reaper boss battle if he's as easy as I remember he is. I don't know. I had a trick for him, but like I said, I haven't played this game in like at least not a year, but maybe like 7 months. I haven't played this game in a while.
Like I can beat Dracula, but but I can't beat the Grim Reaper. There's just
What are we at? 16 minutes? I'm going for a personal record here. Oh shit! Fucking monkeys.
I don't know what he shoots in such an irregular pattern.
He has a pattern.
Really?
Come on, you fucking bone
He kind of
piece
just
of
shoots.
shit.
He kind of just shoots scythes at random.
Come on, you monkey piece of fucking shit, mother.
We would always call these things monkeys, and then I finally learned that they're supposed to be hunchbacks. But my question is, if they're supposed to be hunchbacks, why are they so damn hairy?
Because midgets are hairy.
Oh, that's it.
Maybe
Dracula doesn't let them shave.
Well, maybe they're not hairy. Maybe they're just wearing like a shirt. Maybe they're just wearing a shitty brown shirt. I don't know.
It just always looked like hair to me, so I always called them monkeys.
Fun trick here with the skeletons. Their second bone will always go off screen. So you can just fucking attack.
I never noticed that. I'm trying to think. Have there actually ever been monkeys in a Castlevania game?
Probably at some point.
I don't know. Because I've played a lot of them, and I don't.
I
don't know.
How do you get those candles up there? I wonder.
I don't know. It's like in Castlevania.
Oh,
an axe. But it's like in Castlevania 3. There's like some candles like you cannot get without Alucard. Like there's a candle in like the first stage that's on like a high ledge. Like you can't get that without Alucard. Even if you hit it with the axe, it's just going to land on that high ledge. I always hated these things, and when you can make them disappear. When these appear in other games, you can I think in Castlevania 3 you can duck under their axe.
I don't know why I'm ducking here. I just always had that fear.
You can duck under their axe in Castlevania 3, but in this one you can't. Or you can. Oh, I thought you couldn't duck under it in this one.
Watch that. Holy water kills those knights in one hit.
What game am I thinking of where you can't duck under the axe? Wait, was that the third one, then?
I don't know. No, I've beaten all games on NES. I beat the first one, the second one. I like Simon's Quest. Simon's Quest is such a fun, peaceful game.
Yeah, that one I beat a lot.
See, Castlevania 1 and 3 are all, like, intense. Castlevania 2, you can just sit back and just have a Coke and chill.
That one I beat a lot when I was a kid. I beat Castlevania 2 all the time because it's the only Castlevania game I could beat.
Yeah, it's like the easiest... It's like so long, but it's like the easiest game ever.
Oh, even when I was like 6 years old, I could beat that freaking game. It's so short, beating. I think,
Holy water fatality.
I think I've beaten the game in an hour. It's a very extremely short game.
Isn't that how you get the thing?
No, to get that, you have to, like, beat it in, like, 30 minutes, and you can't die once.
Is there another night? Oh, the next night is up there.
I could probably beat Castlevania 2 in, like, less than an hour if I put my mind to it. But the thing that would be difficult is not dying once. That would be really hard. Because it's so easy to die in Castlevania 2. Like, especially if the pitfalls, they kill you more than anything else. Or, like, your health will wear down after a while. It's really hard not to die in that game. Coming on to the hardest part probably in this game.
Not if it works in my favor. 9 times out of 10, you can get invincibility, and if I can get that, I can get to the Grim Reaper without a single hit.
Oh, I don't know if I ever told you this story. One time when I was younger, I was playing Castlevania 2. I got to Dracula, and I wanted to have a password that was permanently saved on Dracula, which that's supposed to be the ruins from the first game, by the way, on the Dracula stage.
In what game?
Castlevania 2. Anyway, I wanted to save saved on Dracula.
Alright, hold on. Oh god. Here we go. I'm gonna die.
I wrote the password on the back. Do you know those VHS tapes that would have like a hologram cover, and you could like peel the hologram off? Well, I peeled the I couldn't find any paper anywhere, so I had to write them on the back of one of those VHS hologram covers. And I don't know what happened. It must have been the hologram.
And I didn't get it.
It must have been the material from the hologram or something. But it like made the password illegible, and I lost the game, which like pissed me off. But luckily, it's
and I got it. You're done. You're done,
back.
son. See, if you can get the invincibility, which 9 times out of 10 you can get it once. And wow, I just beat the entire Grim Reaper stage without getting hit once.
Well, the Grim Reaper will have to be for next time. So, this has been Gened Gaming, and we'll be bringing more games to you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Powering down.